Today, I'm going to show you how to build agents with DeepSeek, and anyone can do this. Now, let me show you exactly how to get started. So first place you're going to go is to na10.io, and this is one of the most powerful platforms. You can actually get a bunch of templates, plus it integrates with almost every single app that you would want to connect an AI agent to. And leveraging the power of DeepSeek, you can create some very powerful automations. So we're going to sign in now and I'll show you exactly how to get this set up. So once you've logged in, then you're going to go to create workflow. And from here, you can start building out your agents. And you can automate almost anything you can imagine. Now, for example, if we want to create something really simple, we can click on add a first step. And then from here, we can type in chat. We can set up a chat trigger that basically triggers our whole lot using AI agents and just a simple chat command. So once we've set up that beginning of the workflow, you can see how this begins everything that comes afterwards. So we can say when a new chat message is received, for example, and then we're going to connect the next step, which is an AI agent. So we're going to type in AI agent here, and this will connect an AI agent to our whole workflow. Now inside here, you can have a system message, or you can just go with the default. We can go with just your helpful assistant, but I'll show you exactly how powerful this is in a second. And then once you've done that, you can now set up a chat model to connect this to whatever you want. So this is how we make it actually free. What you can actually do is if you sign up to console.grok.com and then you go to /keys, you can create an API key here. So this is available completely for free, GROQ. And then in the chat model section here, you would add a new connection with the Grok chat model, like you can see. Now this is going to connect whatever sort of AI you want, and this is completely free. So we can select, for example, DeepSeek-R1 Llama. This is a distilled version of the DeepSeek AI. See? It's faster typically when you use models, but you still get the power of it. So once you've connected that, you've now got your AI agent, very basic way, set up and ready to go. So for example, if we go to chat over here and we say, are you working? You can see that's worked perfectly, right? And if we say, what model are you? You can see it says, I'm DeepSeek-R1, an AI assistant created exclusively by the Chinese company DeepSeek. I'll do my best to help you. Right? So if we hide that, we've now got a completely free AI agent using the API from Grok NA10. Now, NA10 also comes with a free 2-week trial. So for 2 weeks, you don't have to pay for this. And then if you think it's worth it, you can build it out if you want to. I actually think it's a very powerful automation and one of the best platforms I've used. I'll show you why in a second, because you can actually funnel information from other apps and then use that to build out whatever you want. So for example, we can connect our Gmail here. If we type in Gmail, we'll connect Gmail, we'll click on get many messages. I'm just going to limit this to 5 just for the sake of the video to keep it simple and easy. This will take the latest 5 emails from my Gmail account, as you can see right here. Right? And if you ever want to test it out, you can click test step here. The reason that you would have this before your workflow starts is because you want to feed in the information to the AI agent first and then use that for the outputs, right? We'll start a new chat. We'll get the information from Gmail. We'll run that for our AI agent. For example, if I go into DeepSeek now, using this automation, and I say, okay, so for example, inside the email section now, we've got the inputs from Gmail, as you can see, and then we can plug in, for example, the details from our latest emails, as you can see right here. And then over here, if we select source for prompt, and it says define below, we'll plug in the information from the latest emails pulled in, and now you can see that it's written the email reply right there, right? Using the free API from DeepSeek-R1 via Grok. As for example, if we say, okay, check my latest emails, that's going to run the automation. So you can see that's taken the chat message, has organized the workflow, then it's taken the messages from Gmail. Now it's beginning to answer the emails like you can see. And you've got your email draft right down there. So fast and easy to do. And literally we just set up an AI agent that can answer our emails. Now, if we add a new section here called action in app, then we put in Gmail and then we'll say reply to a message. We can actually take the outputs and then plug them into here and actually write our emails. And then your AI agent can answer emails too. If you want to delete a step, you can click delete like that. What you can also do over here is you can select tools and you can connect this to other tools. Here's another example, right? So let's say now that you've figured out, okay, this is how we build out a simple AI agent. Let's start building out and connecting it to some apps. So for example here, what we're doing is we can ask this AI agent connected to DeepSeek-R1 to answer our messages and then output those to WordPress. You can see here, for example, this AI agent is connected to our WordPress account. It's going to create a post. You can change your title based on the outputs if you want to. And then also it's going to take the content from the AI agent previously, right? So if we go inside the chat now and we say write an article about SEO. You can see that it's working its magic. Then it's sending it over to WordPress, and now we've got the output, right? And then you can see on WordPress, it's created that article as a draft, right? So it's not publishing it live to our website. And one of the issues that I would say here is that it's written it in Markdown. So you want to give the instruction to the agent instead that it should write in HTML there. And so next time we run this automation, you can iteratively improve it. And every time you run it, you get more feedback on what to improve. And then you can tweak the dials until you get the exact output that you want. So as an example of that, let's run this again. We'll say keyword equals SEO training Japan, create an article on it. Then it's going to run the AI agent and send that over to WordPress. So if we refresh WordPress again now, we'll have another draft. And basically you can just go through the motion of like looking at it, checking what you've got, improving it step by step. So if we have a look now we've got a nicely formatted article, as you can see, and we completely automated that, just giving the chatbot our keyword, right? Now, I really prefer this to using something like make.com because it's a lot easier to go back and forth inside the chat. And you also get a lot more freedom over which tools you use and what you connect it to, etc. as well. So you can use other automation software like Zapier, make.com, etc. But honestly, I think for building out AI agents, N8N is the best from what I've seen so far. Now, you've got the basics of the prompt, right? This is super basic. And the thing about this is you really want to tweak the dials until you get exactly what you want. So let me show you an example of that. So what I'm actually going to do is I will take this prompt and plug it into the system message, and we'll say for creating content, do this, and keyword equals, I'll give you that. Content outline equals, for content creation, do this. Then I'm going to add some source context. So this will be information about me. So for example, who I am, what I do, etc. Some links to my funnels. And then also some writing instructions, right? So easy to read, UK grammar, add FAQs, etc. Simplify the language, blah, blah, blah. Right? Get the content exactly how you want it and how you want it written. So now if we go to write an article on the best SEO training, it's going to start running the automation. And bear in mind, Grok, you don't pay for. N8N, you get a free trial of. And even if you're paying for N8N, it's pretty cheap a month. And then if we go back into our draft post now, we can compare the old version versus the new version, right? So this is the last version previous to tweaking the prompt. This is a new version. So let's have a look and see what we got. So for example, if we look at this one, it's like in today's digital age, search engine optimization has become a crucial skill for business marketers in Japan, right? Super generic, fluffy content. Even though it's nicely formatted and everything like that, it's just really generic. It's not personalized to us. It's not linking to our funnels or anything like that. If we go on to the newer version where we just added the prompt into the AI agent, it feels a lot more humanized because we gave it the right prompt. So we're like, right, let me guess. You're here because you're tired of throwing money at SEO courses that promise the world but deliver nothing. You're overwhelmed with options and just want something that actually works, right? The content on this page is just so much more humanized and better written than the content from the generic fluff. And so the more precise you get on the prompts and the more prompting you give it, the better results you're going to get. And you can see here at the bottom, it's linked to our funnel pages because we insert those inside the prompt as well, right? And so very quickly, you can build out a SaaS tool that's almost better than anything out there because it's personalized to you, your business, and you can do it in minutes using these sorts of workflows and building out free and leveraging even the free APIs from Grok. Now, for writing content, honestly, I wouldn't say that DeepSeek-R1 is the best. You might prefer to use something like Llama. I've tested Llama in the past. It's really good for writing content. But I just want to give you an idea of the freedom that you get from using these AI agents, right? As an example of that as well, what we can do, for example, is we can connect to Google Sheet over here before the information gets fed into the AI agent. Now, you might be wondering, okay, why would you do that? Well, because now you can take information from a spreadsheet, feed that to the AI agent, and then it can tailor its responses based on that information, right? So it can work through a spreadsheet with a list of keywords, for example, or something like that. So if we go into Google Sheets here, you can connect Google Sheets and then you can select a document from our Google Drive that we want to use. We can select a specific sheet and we can also filter through the sheet as well. Also, you're not just limited to, for example, using Grok. So inside the tool section here, so if you go to chat model and then go to the model, you can select between all sorts of different models that you want to use, right? So for example, we could select OpenAI, many different models. You can even, for example, plug in a free API from Google Studio and plug that into your automation too, which is another free API you can get using something like, for example, Flash 2.0 thinking. Now, if you want access to the JSON files from the agents that I'm building today, then I'll actually include that inside the profit boardroom. Link in the comments in the description below, and you'll find it inside the SOP section. So if you want all my AI agents from today, you can get that inside the SOPs. Plus, if you need any help, you could just DM me and ask me for help. Now, what you can also do is you can take, for example, like this template. So this is an AI agent, and it's basically like a Google Calendar assistant. Now, it says OpenAI, but you can easily switch that to DeepSeek-R1. So if you click on Use Workflow, and then from here, you would import the template to your workspace. Now, once you've done that, you're going to see something like this, right? And so let me show you how this works. So it's another chatbot, and you can actually link this to Telegram. I've got other videos on YouTube about how I did that. But basically, this node is the entry point of the workflow, and you can also embed the chat interface wherever you want as well. But once the chat message is received, then it's going to go over to the tools agent. All right, so this is your calendar agent. So it takes a message, goes to the calendar AI agent, and then you can see that this will take the AI, the AI will run this. Then it's going to get the events from your Google Calendar. So for example, you can say, give me the events from last week about internal processes, and then it will look through your actual calendar, which is crazy. Now, also what you can do is you can say, okay, can you create an event, quarter revenue meeting on date, for example, hour to hour, and you can ask it to create events as well as look through your current events, since like a personal assistant that would manage your calendar for you. So let me show you an example of this. So if we click on chat over here, and then we'll say, okay, give me the latest events that are happening today. Now you can see it's triggering through the nodes, and it's okay, please clarify the time you consider. And I'll just say just for today. Now it's looking through the calendar, getting the events, running it through ChatGPT. And again, I'll show you how to connect this to DeepSeek in a second. Now we have all the information, right? So here are your latest events scheduled for today, Tuesday, the 4th of February. We've got the details. This is one-to-one call breakdown. Here's the time, here's the location, here's how to join the meeting. And it just breaks down all the events you got booked in for today. And so there's so much you can do with this, so many different options, and the only limit is really your own creativity. Now, if you want to connect this to DeepSeek, let me show you exactly how to do that. So if you want to delete the model, you just click delete. So then we can click on chat model over here, drag that down, find Grok on the chat model list. Inside the model list over here, we're going to type in DeepSeek-R1 distilled llama. And then I'll say again, give me the details of my calendar today. All right, it's running it through. That was super fast to reply. That's the other benefit of using, for example, Grok and DeepSeek-R1. And you can see, okay, it's breaking it down. Here's the time, here's all the events for the day, etc. Super easy and powerful. Now, what you can also do using this is you can create events. Now, when you're setting up these nodes, you obviously need to link them to your own calendar. Now, if you want to do that, you just double click on this, and you can see, for example, the description is like use this Google Calendar tool when you're asked to create an event. And you can select all your calendars, right? So if you have access to multiple people's calendars, then you'll actually find them on the drop-down list right here. And then it also says, here's the start date, here's the endpoint, etc. And for example, if we wanted to create an event inside our calendar, for me at juliangordy.com, we can go back in here. We can say a calendar event for tomorrow for lunch at Mackie D's. I don't eat McDonald's, by the way, and don't recommend it. But add a calendar event for tomorrow for lunch at Mackie D's for 1 hour, 12 p.m. And you can actually have separate calendars linked. So it can look through this calendar and then create an event over in that calendar, if that makes sense. And you can say, okay, here are the details for your new event. It's broken it down. So event title, start date, end date, description. And then we'll say yes. And it's powered by Grok and DeepSeek-R1, like you can see. And then if we go over to our calendar, you can see that we got lunch at Mackie D's ready to go right there. And it says, here's a confirmation of your new calendar event. The event has been successfully created. Let me know if you need any further adjustments. So just inside the chat there, it's so easy to now to manage your calendar, to create content, automate any sort of workflows, to link this to multiple apps, whatever you want to do. And using the templates feature is super easy and fast to do. And then using the API from Grok, you're not getting charged every time you run this automation. Now, what you can also do inside the chat trigger is you can embed this to your website. So you see over here, you can select between make chat publicly available, like you can see, then you can customize the initial message and you will get a chat URL. And we just need to make sure the workflow is active as well. And then if we go back to the chat node and then we click on chat URL, this will be published. Now it's very important to make sure that you do have this chat URL set as public. Otherwise you can't use the agent and share the URL publicly. And also you can select between allowed origins, right? So which domains are allowed to use this. Now you might be wondering, okay, that's great that you get it on a subdomain, but how do you actually embed it on URL? So you can see, for example, we've got the chat embedded on an example page right here. Here's the code, and you basically just paste in the chat URL. So as you can see, and then if we start chatting with this, we're like, okay, what's happening in my calendar today? And obviously, you wouldn't have this publicly available, but you can see, okay, what's going on. And then this agent can fetch your calendar details, whatever you want. And you could have a content creator, you could create whatever you want and then embed the chat. It could be, for example, like a customer service agent that can handle stuff for you. But basically, it's very easy to make this chat publicly available, then make sure the workflow is active, and then you just plug in the URL from here directly into this code right here. Super powerful stuff, and you can build whatever you want using these processes. So I've shown you how to create basic chat agents, how to create chatbots, how to embed chatbots, how to do all of this with the free API from Grok, how to automate and connect AI agents to WordPress, Gmail, to your calendar, any app that you can imagine, and how to do this in minutes as well. Now, I will unpublish this workflow, obviously because it's got confidential information in there. But what we're going to do is we shall download all of the workflows from today. All right. And if you go to the AI Profit Boardroom and then go inside the SAP section, you will find the AI agents along with the example code right there inside the community. And this also comes with like weekly calls with me, so feel free to jump on right there. Link in the comments and description to the AI Profit Boardroom. Additionally, if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, feel free to put that in. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 business a month and generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot on this free link building acceleration session. You'll get a free SEO domination plan, discover the secrets of SEO link building, or answer any questions you have. You learn the best link building strategy for your website because I have to quickly outrank your competitors and understand SEO traffic based on what's working for us. Feel free to get that link in the comments and description. Appreciate you watching. Bye bye.